Hello and welcome back to the Irish Red Devils podcast. It feels like a lifetime since we were with you, but it was only 7 days ago. But this world of Manchester United only playing one game every week, and now it being like it's every 2 weeks, it's just not good. I don't know about you boys, but I'm just not enjoying it at all. But listen, we have a very special show tonight because obviously we weren't going to go for 2 whole weeks without doing a wee podcast here, and so we thought we would get a bit of a crew together, get a bit of a Red Army together tonight, have a bit of crack, and talk a wee bit about the upcoming game against Everton, and but also get stuck into some hot topics. So in the studio here tonight, as always, I am joined by Gags, Madman, Martial, and Killian Football Genius, and joining us. So all the way from County Kerry, Mystic McDonough is in the studio tonight. So how are you doing tonight?
Good, yeah. Can't wait for United to get back playing. Hate when we're missing a week, so looking forward to United getting back, kicking the shit out of Everton.
And here, just before we came on the air tonight, you were telling us about something special that's coming up for you that you've managed to get yourself involved with down in Cork. Give us a wee shout out at that.
Yeah, there's an event happening. The United Legends are coming to town to take on the Celtic Legends. 28th of March in Cork MTU. And for the last 15 minutes of the game, I will be playing for Manchester United up front, throwing elbows, throwing digs, maybe the odd headbutt, but I'm going to get a goal.
There you go. Sounds like if that wasn't an advertisement to get a ticket for that game, do you know what I mean? Bye. Come on. And what do you know what United players are signed up to come to it so far, or is that too early?
We have Ben Thornley, we have Keith Gillespie, Karol Poborski, Lee Martin, who saved Fergie's job allegedly. There is a few more, can't remember offhand, but it's going to be a massive day. And to get the chance to play with United players that I watched on TV growing up, I've actually postponed my knee surgery. I'm going to get my knee sorted so I can play this game. Probably go to the hospital after it and get the knee done. But you can't pass up a chance of something like that. It's a dream come true. I thought the highlight for me was playing in Old Trafford. This will probably surpass that. Can't wait.
To be able to play with Poborski, he probably didn't have the greatest career at United, but I always liked him. I thought he was a great signing at the time, coming off the Euros, and he definitely has a special place in our history, scoring against the Scousers and things. So no, fantastic opportunity.
Was that Euro '96 that he? Was
96.
Euro 96. Yeah. And tell me this, Deck, are those tickets for sale yet?
They are. They're on Eventbrite and very good value. Adult is 15, kids are €8. There'll be merch down there provided by X-Pro, so there'll be match day stuff with all individual T-shirts for each Man United and Celtic player. There'll be scarves, flags, everything. We're going to make this is for a cancer charity, and it's Mark McCarthy who's running it. He's on Facebook. It's going to be a massive day.
Class. Well, listen, we'll definitely help you promote it as much as we can. We'll put it in the video link. Anybody who's watching this and fancies we're going to look and see if we can do it. Definitely. Sounds like a good excuse to get down to Cork for a weekend.
And in fairness, Paul Butler Lennox of the Cult of Cantonet podcast is coming down with his TV equipment, so we might actually make a DVD out of this. So it could be a huge event to be at, and every Red or Celtic fan that wants to come along, we'd love to see you.
Sweet. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, listen, so like I said, we're going to start stuff and we're going to try something new. The last time we had a break between games, we did a fan show, mid-season fan show, and kind of wanted to adapt it a wee bit. It was a good bit of fun at the time, but wanted to do something a wee bit different. And so I've come up with a new idea, lads. This is called the VAR show debate, or the VAR show. And I'm going to try to explain in the simplest terms as I can how this works. So basically, we've got 6 different questions here tonight that we've all pre-agreed to have a debate around. I'm going to operate like there's in every conversation, every debate, there's going to be 2 people that are the players. Okay, so just like if anyone saw that referee camera footage of which the Romero tackle, Casemiro Romero tackle. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that one where Casemiro fouled Romero, apparently. But that's if you watched our previous episodes.
Start.
So yeah. So yeah, the two players are trying to surround the referee, trying to get their way, and that's what's going to happen here in the studio tonight. We're going to have two signed players for each question. One they're going to be they're going to have 2.5 minutes to debate and try to convince the assigned referee which way to go. So for the first question, we've kind of already done this here. We've agreed Gags is going to be the referee in the first one. Killian and Dag are going to be the players on the pitch, and I'm going to be the VAR room. So basically, it's a bit of crack. The idea behind it is, can the two of them convince the referee that he should go side with their side? And then once the referee makes his on-field decision, VAR will just check it, give their view, and then we'll move on. And it'll either be a clear result, or it'll be a tie draw because VAR will overruled. Does that make sense? Sweet. Clear as muddy water. Clear as muddy water. That's my old maths teacher used to say to me. Okay, so up first question is, all right, Deck. So the question that we have here is, if Michael Carrick delivers a top 4 finish, then it's obviously a clear decision that Manchester United have to give him the full-time role.
Okay, well, Carrick obviously has done an amazing job so far. 4 wins and drawn his first 5 matches. He still hasn't lost a match as United manager. I'm not doubting it's a good start. It's a brilliant start, an excellent start from Michael Carrick, and he may very well get his top 4 or the very least Champions League football. So if he does do that, then I have to give him credit. I have to give him the plaudits. He's came in and he's delivered for us. However, if we're looking for the long term, if we're looking to bring United back to their glory days, if we're looking for us to be competing for top 4 regularly in the Premier League, if we're looking for us to be competitive in the Champions League and domestic cup competitions as well, Michael Carrick simply is not a viable long term option. There will be many more well suited managers out there who are more suited for a long term project at a club the size of United, who have the experience of working with big clubs already, who have had success in the previous clubs as well, and compare them to the likes of Michael Carrick, who hasn't necessarily done great in the long term in any managerial role. For me, it doesn't make too much sense to keep him on for long term. I mean, Solskjaer's kept on for long term. Maybe people think that was a bit of an in for a second, but still didn't work out in the long term. And for me, I just feel like, despite having a brilliant start, that Michael Carrick just simply wouldn't work out over a number of seasons and beyond.
Where you go, Jack?
Right, people are talking about experienced managers. We've had David Moyes, we've had Louis van Gaal, we've had Jose Mourinho, serial winners who haven't been able to do it. Now, Mourinho got us a trophy. We've had Eric Ten Hag and we've had Ruben Amorim, the so-called Messiah. Michael Carrick is young enough and is interested enough in this job. Buying some or getting someone in who's managed at another club isn't a guarantee. We've seen that with Amorim. He won everything in Portugal. He couldn't handle how big our club is. Michael Carrick knows our club inside and out. The players know him. He was there before. He can bring us to a league title if he gets his top 4. The players will play from. He has United in his DNA. Just because you've won trophies somewhere before, coming to United is a different kettle of fish. We're the biggest club in the world. We're the fucking news story every day. Give the job to him if he wins his top 4.
Okay, right. Okay. 2 interesting styles of debates. Over to the referee. So you can break it down. Give us your thoughts on it as well.
Two good debates, sir. My thoughts from listening to both those guys is, if we get Champions League football, which either is top 4 or top 5, I think I would say both Carrick being given the job. And the reasons for this, partly, is we've tried managers in the past and things have not gone well. I do agree with what Killian's saying, that maybe he is just a short-term fix. But this summer, realistically, we get Champions League football. There's no guarantee there's even the caliber of manager really going to be out there, and definitely no guarantee that whoever comes in will be able to change things about. I think basically, if we get Champions League football, he deserves it. He deserves to have the chance, because if he didn't give him the chance and it starts falling apart again, we'll be looking back and going, what the hell were we thinking of? So I would side with keeping Michael Carrick. The other thing I would say about Michael Carrick is he has shown himself to have the charisma when he's on that sideline with the big guns, with the Peps and the Emerys and this, who else, against Spurs and things, and then the Chelsea's. He has shown that he is capable of outmaneuvering and being a better tactician than these big guns. So he has clout. So that's what I'm going for.
Okay, so on-field decision then from the referee is to go with Dex. So VAR room here, check is now complete, and I have to go with the on-field decision. I think, I can see what I can totally get what Killian's saying. There is that idea, the fact that, Carrick hasn't been proved at a big level, especially when you get into Champions League games. And at the moment, you could look at it from a very cynical point of view and say, he's only playing Premier League football and he doesn't have any cups, he doesn't have European games to work with, therefore he can get his whole team fit and stuff like that there. That's all true, but the fact is, if he gets top 4, then he will have gone through at least a third, well, at least a quarter, probably close to a third of a season, taken over a team that was really performing poorly and gotten results and actually got us there. It wouldn't have been a fluke, because it's good 17 games, I think it was. So if he gets us into top 4, I would just say go with it. And I know there's the soul scar tissue is there, obviously, but definitely don't, to me, if he gets top 4, you have to give it to him. So we're going to go with that there. VAR doesn't have to come in. On-field decision stands, and that's the first one going.
Congratulations, Michael. I'm sure he'll be delighted when he hears this.
Okay, right. So next up, next one up, Killian is the referee in this question. So Nottingham Forest are going to have potentially their 4th manager in the one season. It's getting absolutely ridiculous.
It's not potential. It is.
Well, they're going to have but potentially the 4th full time, not just a temporary.
It is full time.
Oh, what they have?
Victor Pereira.
All right, okay. I hadn't even seen that.
Was it 18-month contract or something he's been given?
So 4 full-time managers in one season is absolutely ridiculous. And this one here is saying that football needs to change this because it's getting far too trigger happy, and it's like you lose a game, get rid of the manager. It's just happening all, and that's just ridiculous. So the statement here is football should introduce, like the transfer, the open windows. Football should either amalgamate the manager into those windows, or create a completely separate time of the year to stop all these seconds happening.
Before we start, I have a question. So does this mean outside of this proposed window you can't sack your manager, or can you sack your manager but you have to have a caretaker until the next window?
No, it means you can't sack your manager.
Well, it means you can sack your manager, but you can't. Well, I was going to say you can't. No, you can't sack him. No, you're going to say you can't sack him. Because you're giving them a bit of chance to turn things around. So, you can't sack them. And therefore, it'll take all that kind of thing of people saying, you're getting sacked in the morning. Well, I can't get sacked in the morning, lads, because it's December. You know what I mean? So that's the debate. So, we've got Killian's the referee in this one. So, who wants to get you to kick us off on this one? All right, hold on 1 second. I'll get you live. All right, Deck. I'll get this 60 seconds up. Beck, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that Nottingham Forest can have their 4th manager in one season. That owner is a complete and utter nutter. If you disagree with him, he sacks you. Managers are not being given, like Thomas Frank going from Spurs. What is going on? Owners and chairmen are gone mental. They should definitely bring in transfer window kind of sacking thing for managers. They're not being given time to turn their season around. 4 managers in one team, that is mental, and it needs to stop because the firing culture is too mad. Look, we've done it ourselves, getting rid of managers all the time. It's been proven that it doesn't work. Managers need to be given time, and lunatic owners like your man at Nottingham Forest need to be stopped. He must have more money than sense because he's probably paying out about 10 million in compensation to Dope. So he's obviously not the brightest. So yeah, break the transfer window.
I want to mention something as well. Marinakis has gone through 4 managers at Forest, but he also owns Olympiacos, and I've heard if his fire managers are double the rate compared to Nottingham Forest. So you can only imagine.
So
He loves it.
So he's actually behaving himself here. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah, compared to Olympiacos, I mean, the fact that some of these managers got like as long as a few months or a year or two is mind-boggling.
All right, okay. So Gags, your 60 seconds is up next to convince the referee. What do you think? So here we go. Away you go.
Yeah, well, look, I agree. It is crazy. Managers do need time. I totally agree with that. And I think probably a more better rule would be to stop lunatic owners from taking over. But to have a managerial sacking window, I totally disagree with. Because can you imagine the chaos once that window opens in January? There could be like 5 or 6 or 7 managers immediately sacked. It would be chaotic for the Premier League or for any league. Look, the Nottingham Forest thing is a particular case in point because of the lunatic owner, and I hope Forest go down, by the way, because of it. But I think that the way it is at the moment should be the way it continues, but it's up to the clubs to have a bit more patience. I know that's easier said than done, but I just totally disagree about a managerial transfer window because it would be chaotic.
Okay, Killian, it's up to you then. So you are the referee. What is your decision?
I'll be honest with you, I probably had my decision made before the debate even started.
Hey, listen to us.
So you've got the referee's been got up before the game started.
Who bribed you? Let's just wait and see.
But after listening to it, I'm going to stick by that. I'm going to go with Madman Martial. Ultimately, you know, managerial transfer stroke sacking window, it makes no sense in my opinion. I mean, yes, it's crazy the amount of managers Forest have sacked, and Victor Pereira is a manager. I'll use Victor Pereira, who's actually just been recently appointed as Nottingham Forest manager, as an example. He got sacked by Wolves, I think, in December time, and they went from August to the start of December, nearly half a season, and had 2 points. Now, this supposed manager transfer market, you say obviously, you know, it could give managers time to turn around. Victor Pereira was never going to turn around at Wolves, and like, you know, could you imagine if there was a manager transfer market and Wolves are just stuck with that stubborn manager who wasn't winning a game all season, and they were just powerless until a certain time of the season, like halfway through the season. I mean, it gives teams more of a chance to get a manager points during the season, and therefore it gives them a chance to perform better, get more points in the table, and that could affect their overall position, especially if they are in the top or bottom of the table come the end of the season too. And as well as that, you did mention the chaos. It would be chaotic as well. And you know, lots of players maybe who do move on in January and the summer too might be told beforehand they're getting moved on. And so, like, maybe those players could be excluded, but there's loads of players in each team, but there's only one manager in each team as well. And so if a manager knew a few weeks before this supposed managerial transfer window, if they were going to leave, then where would the motivation be to continue their job as manager of the club? So for me, like, it doesn't make much sense.
So what's your on-field decision then?
So my on-field decision overall is a very emphatic no to the managerial transfer window.
Okay, so it goes up to VAR now to have a thing. So VAR is definitely looking at this, okay, and definitely has to. I think there's a clear and obvious error has been committed here by the referee, and I'm going to have to go with Deck on this. I think the benefits. I think one of the key things, and it's interesting to listen to what you were saying there. But one of the key things for me is we've talked so much about player power, and that has been players down in tools, and you know, they don't like the manager. Stop, sure, you know, we'll just not work out. If you know, like, why should the manager not have protection that the players have? The players have all this protection. We always say, the players, they can't get sacked. but yet, so we say we can't.
It's technically the player's
You
conduct.
can't. VAR is one way system here. All right,
You're not captain.
you just you're send you to the screen here in a second, but the. You've taken me off my thoughts there. You see, right? I can't remember what was he saying. I hope you were listening to me.
You're talking about how players can't get sacked.
Yes. So we're saying protection. We complain about players. We say, oh, they're on 4-year contracts. They put down their, they stop working, and then it's not on and all this here. Well, why should that not be the? I mean, we're not saying protect the managers for the whole season. Give them the same 2 windows. Summer window, Christmas window, January window. I think I like it. I think it'd be interesting. It would change something, and it would make people think twice, and it just not being trigger happy. And a lot of the time as well, a lot of it's the media building up because they're saying, the media has a part to play in this. United are on their 2nd manager this year. How many managers have Spurs have? I mean, if you think about last summer, they're onto their 3rd manager. This is not just not enforced. So anyway, VAR it has to go against the on-field decisions. So therefore, we have a tie, and VAR has spoiled the day once again. What's the thoughts on that there, Dak?
I think the Nottingham Forest owner is probably married to his cousin. He's the craziest lunatic to ever come to the Premier League. 4 managers in a season. Crazy. Can I ask you something, guys? Do you like Martial?
Did you hear a rumor? Or the accent you called me? Why do you think they're called Madman Martial? Somebody told us that you had a particular opinion on him as well. You liked him as well.
He is the worst player to ever put on United jersey. He is without a doubt. He were one of the worst signings. I put him up there with Bebe and some.
Oh, something. Tony Marshall, when he came, he was a great finisher. Now, I will admit, his last season or so, there was a lack of energy. But I thought he was extremely skillful, and I think for many a year, I'll tell you something. I think it was a year under Jose. He was flying, and we bought Alexis Sanchez, and it just fucked up the whole season.
Remember that? He didn't really get a chance to prove himself after his good first season. He had 2 good seasons, and then after those, he just never really got a proper chance.
So that ruined. Paul Pogba came back to Old Trafford and ruined Tony Martial. He ruined Jesse Lingard, and Martial ended up where he couldn't fucking finish his breakfast, let alone a goal, and I blame Paul Pogba. Yeah. But Paul Pogba came back and Jesse and Martial just started dancing, Hold on, I put a fucking TikTok on. Put the ball in the net. That's your job, as Roy Keane would say. He ruined them. He was definitely what Ragnick was saying. He was a virus at the club.
Yeah. To some extent, as a director of football, his role probably wasn't so much as a manager, but as a director of football, I mean, the guy had a clear vision. He knew what was wrong with United, and he knew massive change, and the club Glazers didn't want to hear that.
Yeah. He was right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That had the potential there to go take us off lines. This is like a deck thrown in just a grenade into the room there.
I definitely think we can have a longer debate about Tony Marshall. Bring up clips and things.
Okay. Let's get back on track. Who have we got up next here? Okay, right. So I'm going to relieve the VAR role for this one. Killian, you're going to take over VAR. Gags, you're going to be the referee. And so I'm going to go up and debate against Dak here. So, Dak, I'm going to let you take the lead in this one here. So the question that we're posed is, Diogo Dalot divides opinion among United fans, but he has survived 8 different managerial spells at Manchester United. It's actually 7 managers, but Michael Carrick twice. Okay. But is that proof that he is Mr. Reliable and we should continue to keep him going on the right-hand side? Or do we need to replace him this summer? So, Dak, I'm going to get your 60 seconds up now. Just give me a second.
Yeah, Dalot has me divided because he's either brilliant or he's crap. In his last game, the only thing he did right was throw a ball. I could see when the lad was going against what he was going to do, and if I can see it, how can Dalot not see it? It's crazy the amount of managers he's survived. Do we need an upgrade? I definitely think we do. Do I like him? Yeah, he's grand. He's been a good servant, but he's not good enough. We can definitely upgrade there. I think Mazraoui is better than him, defensively and offensively. Dalot couldn't hit a barn door when he's near a goal. He loses the plot, and some fella in row Z gets the ball in the face, you know. Yeah, we definitely need to sell him. He's lasted so long at the club. Decent fella, I'd say, interacts with the fans, but do we need an upgrade? 100%. It's time to move on from him. Sorry, but we need a better player.
Okay. So, Dak says that we need to get rid of him this summer. All right. Remember who's the referee, guys? You're the referee. Yeah, just want to make the eye contact with you. You know. All right. So my 60 seconds. Okay. Listen, I have to agree with what Dak was saying there. Dalot, he's like Marmite. He's he can be good or he could be terrible. But I don't think that. I think that in a perfect world, yes, we would replace him this summer. I think that what this ownership has shown us, though, is that money is not there to spend, and I don't think he's our biggest problem. I think that we've needed a left back for years. Right, Luke Shaw's has done well this year, but he's not going to be consistent like that. So I think I would prioritise a left back. I agree with Mazraoui. I think he's better. He can fight with Dalot. We're okay for cover there. That's my reason for it. Maybe Dalot is not. He's not. He can do a job for us, okay, but not this summer. Keep him this summer. Focus the money into the areas that are going to win us, bring us closer to winning titles, and getting further in the Champions League next year.
Okay. Okay, so I'm the ref. So the ref's opinion on this is, listen to both debates. It was a tough one for you because this ref has already received his brown envelope. Look, Dalot definitely has a role at the Man United Football Club if he wants to try on the Fred Red mascot suit, and he can stay on that, and he can come out and things. He's a great guy. I like him. He's passionate with the fans. He would always come, sign stuff. He knows he's playing for a big club, and I do appreciate that. I just don't think, put it this way, he's not a first teamer. He's not a first teamer. So he's benched at the best. So I think it's time for Dalot to go.
So on-field decision
is siding with that on this one. It's time to go, Dalot. Just not good enough. Sorry about that.
All right, so we go to VAR now. He's playing in the VAR room. Killian, you have the final say here. What are your thoughts?
Well, there's no need for an over VAR over sticking with the on-field decision here. Diogo Dalot, he's had his moments. He's had one or two good years. He's passionate. He knows he's playing for a big club. He gives time for the fans, but simply, is he good enough? He is not. Now, you said, Stephen, you said we need to be focusing on positions which can get us back up in the Premier League and the Champions League. That is one of the positions that we need to look at for that scenario there. He's a bit of a liability. He's been a few years now of consistently poor performances. And yeah, I mean, that last game against West Ham, getting skinned alive by Somerville, that's happened far too much times with him recently. So yeah, I mean, and did you see as well, actually, yesterday on Instagram, it was yesterday, players make posts, like match day posts with them on promoting, they're playing in a match on Instagram. Dalot posted his for Everton yesterday when it's not until next week. So
doesn't clue.
Yeah, I just felt like if on the topic Dalot wanted to say that, but yeah, on-field decision sticks. Dalot not good enough. no, good lad, definitely good lad, but not good enough to be playing for United anymore.
And you know something? Ole knew it. It was Ole who sent him off on loan to AC Milan. So he's been bluffing his way around managers.
Never
Maybe.
sold Wan-Bissaka.
Solskjaer.
Does anyone?
We should never have sold Donny Welbeck.
We shouldn't have either.
I know.
Does anyone think?
Dak, did you want to say something there?
Yeah. Does anyone think he's got naked pictures of the chairman or something that he's last 7 months? You know, he must have something on for them to keep him in the team. I mean, I can't understand it. There has to be something like that. That 7 managers and Carrick twice keeps playing him. And I mean, what director of football sold Scott McTominay? Dope. And kept it low, you know?
Yeah. That's it. I don't know. He's a fortunate guy. Like, he just seems like he's playing for the biggest club in the world, and he's just drifting from season to season. And it's just,
and he does.
But I think hopefully, but the thing is, if Carrick stays, Carrick seems to like him.
He'd probably become captain. And he does the same thing every time he's defending. He goes down low with his little tippy tappy feet, puts his hands out, and all you have to do is go fucking right around him. I mean, I'm 52 and I'd get past him and score.
You're hoping he's playing, or actually, you're playing.
Oh, sure, I'm playing with United.
You're hoping he's playing for Celtic.
That doesn't matter. I hope I'm out anyway.
I hope he's going to Scotland next season.
He can play in the Celtic team then.
Oh, easily,
okay, right. Moving on here. We've got 2 more questions here now. So, obviously, the FA Cup was this past weekend there, and VAR was definitely in debate. Few massive decisions made in the Aston Villa game, in particular, that were just madness. So, the likes of Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer were kind of making the point that I think it was Alan Shearer said that VAR has made the referees worse. You know, that they couldn't make decisions without it there, and so. But the question that's being posed, Dak, you're the referee in this one.
Perfect.
Gags and Killian are going up against each other here as the players. So the question is, did the FA Cup weekend prove now that VAR is needed in the game and must remain? So who wants to kick us off? Gags or Killian?
I'll go first, sure.
All right, Killian, away you go. Let me get the 60 seconds on the clock here. Let me see, where's it? There we go. Away you go.
Well, obviously, we know VAR in the FA Cup, plenty of things which might have been pulled by VAR, which obviously weren't able to be pulled. In terms of the argument, it's necessary to protect referees. I disagree with that. I think referees, if you're refereeing at that level of the football, Premier League level, FA Cup level, Champions League level, whatever it is, yes, VAR is a useful tool to help them, but you have got to be competent enough to spot these decisions. Not only the referee, but the linesman as well, the fourth official too. All the officials in general have to be competent enough and confident in their own set of skills. If they're refereeing at that top level, they'll have to be able to spot these things and they have to be able to work without VAR. So VAR is a good tool for them to use to aid them, but the referee has to be the main focal point of all decisions and therefore has to be able to make these big clutch decisions as well and cannot simply rely on the help of VAR.
So you're saying VAR should be gone?
Well, the question was, is VAR needed to protect the referees? I'm saying VAR can stay around as a tool, but the referees, it shouldn't be there to protect the referees. The referees should be good enough to be able to make these decisions on their own.
Yeah, I think probably you could have worded the question a bit better, but yes, in the sense that, I think what I meant by it was like you see the way like the FA Cup, the first few rounds they've been playing it the last couple of years without VAR. The question is, should VAR always be used no matter what? You know, so Killian, you're saying there, would I be right in thinking then that you'd be thinking situations should be allowed to happen where if it's not being used?
Yeah,
as it's being developed. Yeah,
I mean, simply like in terms of the FA Cup at the early stages, like it doesn't make too much sense because there's so many games and you can't get loads of officials for each of the games. Like, so I mean, it doesn't make sense in that sense. And you know, the FA Cup is like it does bring it back to the traditional football, and I think maybe a good.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. I don't want to give the referee. You're getting too much now. Gags is ready to go, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get up already.
All right, get your 60 seconds here.
Yeah. So look, VAR has been at times disastrous, and it has been interesting watching the FA Cup. There's no VAR, and the beautiful thing about it is when there's a goal, it's a goal. But there has been decisions this weekend where the linesmen, like they seems, I don't know I don't know, the standard seems to have dropped even more without the VAR. But I do feel VAR is important as a result of that. I think it's clearly, whenever there's clear instances like offsides and things, the linesmen should be picking it up. I don't think the technology over the years has made them less good. I think it was just a bad weekend for officiating. There is a rule for VAR, and I think that's the way it's going to be. I just think they need to streamline it. I think the offside rule needs a bit of sense about it. Proper offside is a proper offside, not a kneecap or a fingernail. And also, if there's a goal, you're not going back 30 seconds to see if some lightweight fell holding his arm or holding his head trying to stop the goal from counting. A bit of sensibility.
Well, listen, all I'll say is before we continue, I think they might be useful in protecting the referees and jury after that match over the weekend.
All right, okay, let's go to the referee now. Let's get his on-field decision. Dak, what's the thoughts there after hearing the two lads?
Good points, but I'm probably biased as I'm a referee who hates VAR. Hate it, ruined the game. It has brain drained referees and linesmen. Every 10 minutes we're stopping to go back and look, is someone's dick offside or fucking I mean, come on. They've taken a player scores a goal and then has to wait 30 seconds to find out, is it a goal?
If he's lucky.
Yeah, if he's lucky. And
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stand it. It's just ruined it. But it's made referees so reliant on it that they've actually gone stupid. And linesmen know they don't have to do a job because some fellow up in the computer room is there with his ruler trying to find out is someone offside. So this referee's decision is VAR is shit and it needs to be got rid of.
Okay.
Clear enough.
It's definitely clear. All right, into the VAR room now after all that abuse that I've received there.
I know what you're going to say. You're going to talk back yourself.
Yeah. So the referee is for getting rid of VAR altogether. Yeah, I'm going to have to overrule the referee in this. I'm going to have to ask him to get it. And I think just from, what I think would happen at the weekend is like, it's just whatever I think the analogy I can use, if like the car I have at the moment is the first automatic car I ever had, right? Whenever I get into a car that has a gear stick, I forget temporarily, oh, I have to change the gear, I have to do that. I think that's what happened at the weekend with the referees. It's like, so many things happened and, they're just not as sharp. You're just not sharp with it, right? I think that VAR is, it's just the way it's managed. I just think as well, I'd like to hear more about what the VAR are saying. It almost annoys me that the TV people can hear what's going on. You hear Gary Neville saying, we can hear what the VAR people are saying and what they're saying to the referee. Why can't we hear it then? That would make it more interesting. I think I just think there's like common sense stuff that could be brought into it. Like you said, those minuscule offsides, that's not what it's brought in for. Those, like you said, diving, furry stuff. I wouldn't be for getting rid of it. I think that it's not perfect. I think that it's constantly, but at the same time, I'm going to have to stand by it and say that I don't agree that.
Can I just finish off by saying stuff here? Like, I'm not saying VAR should go altogether. I think it is useful. I think it is a useful tool, but ultimately, I refer back to what I was saying. The referee still has to be, in my opinion, the main focal point of all decisions. And like, I just want to point out the disparity in quality of referees. Like back in the day, like obviously I wasn't necessarily alive or was very young. So,
It wasn't necessarily alive.
I've only seen stuff online and stuff, but like referees like Pierluigi, Kalina, high quality refs, hard work, even Mike Dean as well. These proper quality refs who were highly respectable as well. Now you look at the VAR and you look at the referees you got people like Simon Hooper. Like, I'm sorry, we've gone from Pierluigi Colina to Simon Hooper. For me, and like that just shows that the standard of refereeing in the football has completely fell off a cliff. And in my opinion, the reliance of VAR is a massive factor because of that.
Can I also just say, you made a point of like you'd love to hear what the VAR officials were saying. Why can't we hear it? I'll tell you why we can't hear it. It would actually be really funny to hear it. They'd be sitting there going, Jesus, fucking make a decision. They're fucking waiting us. We don't know. It's like, is it offside? I don't fucking know.
Let me hear. Let's get Dak back in here. The referee, the only qualified referee in the room.
Yeah. I think the quality of referees, I agree with Killian, has gone down so much. See, they think they are celebrities now, like a player. They're prancing around the pitch like fucking peacocks. That we care about them. We actually don't. The biggest tool on the pitch is the referee and the two linesmen that are fucking blind. They need to concentrate on their fucking job and stop relying on VAR. They've all done courses. They're all getting paid to do a job. And they can't because they know there's some fellow up in an office with a fucking sock in his hand and he's trying to look at
something. It's like 300 miles away as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Do what you're meant to do. Do what you've trained to do. And stop relying on a blind man up in a VAR room. I think Stevie Wonder works for fucking VAR.
Well, yeah, actually, do you know what I will say in standing up for referees? I don't know why, but I have seen some of the referee cams. There was one of the Leeds United game, the United game when we were away at Leeds, and you could hear the referee talking to the players, and I actually was very impressed with the way the referee was communicating to the players.
I do remember that. I think that's the referee Jared Gillis from Australia. I do like him now. I think he's a good referee.
He was very much in control of the game, and he was kind of just saying to the guys whenever there was a tackling things, he would kind of, boys were coming in and he was saying, "I've got the tackle," blah blah blah. He was just very calm, even under the conditions. And listen, they keep up the game. But anyway, listen, we could talk about VAR, we could talk about referees the whole time. Dak, have you got something else you want to say there before we move on?
No, I'm the referee and I'd sack myself.
All right, okay, fair enough. All right, last VAR question of the night. Who's going to be seeing now? So, Gags, you're the ref in this one. So, even if Man United are offered £100 million for Bruno Fernandes this summer, they have to say no and they have to keep him to develop next season. So, Killian or Derek, who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right, Killian, here you go. Let me get your 60 seconds up on the clock here. So, where you go, Killian? You tell us what you think.
Right, well, in my time watching United since 2014, Bruno Fernandes has probably been my favourite player since I've watched United. He's been Mr. Consistent. Season after season, he's been brilliant. But I sort of do feel like if we got a £100 million bid, we have to accept it to improve the team overall for years to come. Bruno Fernandes, I would love to have seen him win a Premier League or Champions League. It's never going to happen. It doesn't look like with United. And he was like in his 30s now as well. Can he get much better than his current level? I don't think so. So if an £100 million bid came in from Saudi Arabia or so, I would be accepting that. And with that money, not only could he buy Bruno Fernandes' replacement for the long term, he could also put that money into investing into another midfielder or two in the holding positions. You can invest in a right back or a left back. You could invest in maybe another striker as well. You could do a lot with £100 million, really. Maybe you could sign a superstar player like Cole Palmer to replace him with that sort of money as well. So, all in all, if £100 million bid for Bruno comes in, we'll say, Bruno, we've loved you. Thank you for your service, but we're going to accept this.
Okay, Deck, you got 60 seconds, so away you go.
Yeah, if we sell Bruno Fernandes, it'll be as bad as selling McTominay. Without Bruno Fernandes, we'd probably be playing Wrexham next weekend. We're that shit without him. He saved us so many points. We need to build a team around Bruno. You can see he loves the club. If we got 100 million for him, Sir Jim will have a new yacht in Monaco. The Glazers are going to buy a wide receiver. 100 million will not be reinvested into our club with those owners. And they'll take dividends, they'll take everything. If you take Bruno out of our team, we are losing 20 points a season. That's how important he is. We need to build around him, get a team for him. We can win a Premier League with Bruno Fernandes as captain. And if we sell him, we'll look at it like the McTominay incident and we'll regret it straight away. Who are we going to get to replace him anyway? There's no one as good as him out there or as consistent. The man is a football genius. Do I hate it when he's cranky little git? Yeah, and I'll give out about him. But he's the captain. We need to build around him and add to the team. If we sell him for 100 million, he's worth more than that anyway. The Saudis are only chancing their arm. Keep him at the club. I'm telling you, we can win a Premier League with Bruno as captain.
All right, okay. So over to the referee. You've had two interesting views of it.
I think that's been the best debate tonight, because I have kind of gone for both decisions, like in the last couple of minutes, thinking, right, this is what I'm going to go for, and then it's being changed, and it's. I was gonna side with Killian. I was gonna say take the 100 million, buy Elliot Anderson or somebody who wants to play for United as a quality centre midfielder. And we've got Cunyon and Bumo now. Bruno's turning 32 in September. But then I think, Bruno's been such a servant and he's so consistent and he is a moaner. And I actually don't like him as a captain. I'd rather have Martinez as captain. So do you know something? I'm going to side with Dak and say I would keep him. Now, we may only keep him for a year, maybe two. I mean, I think 1 or 2 years is all we can keep him for. It's a tough one. I was going to side that away, but I think if we get a bit of a basis in our midfield, because we're losing Casemiro, a young Baleba or something, and we keep Bruno in the number 10, that's non-negotiable. If the future of Bruno is coming back midfield, which I don't think would be, then I would sell him. But as a number 10, I think he's still got life in him. He definitely has. So I'm siding with Dak.
Okay, so the on-field decision is to side with Dak, that Bruno should be kept. VAR room has check complete and agrees with the on-field decision. Again, I think some really good points. I can see the point about the Killian was making about what that money would bring in. I totally get that, but I also agree with what Dak said. I think there's more chance of that money going to Sir Jim donating to Reform to get them in, so maybe they'll get us a new stadium or something, But than to buying Anderson,
you wouldn't know.
So yeah, no, VAR is happy with the on-field decision there. I think it's a good point losing Casemiro. You wouldn't want to lose Casemiro and Bruno in the same season. You need to have experience players. He's still there. Again, as long as he's in the number 10, 100% keep him in. So
the only thing is, if Bruno stays, does that mean Dalot stays? Because they're like kind of budding Portuguese, that would be a deal breaker.
That's where Folders.
No,
VAR has made this decision. Cannot be overruled.
And you see, that's another thing which backs up my argument. If Bruno says well, if Dalot says as well.
That was the question.
Who knows?
Dallow's taking over as Fred Red from next season.
Dak's looking to come in here. Jump in there, Dak. What do you want to say to this?
Dallow's actually taken over as Fred Red from next season. And we'll bring him on when he wants to throw a ball in. So Fred Red will be Diogo Dalot.
That's it.
Okay,
And
well,
Tony
listen,
Marshall is shit.
that went pretty well, actually. What's the thoughts there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good format, actually.
Oh, you're muted. Okay, well, that's even better. Right, listen, that's but we're not finished there, folks. Right, the one other thing I want to do here, and this is very, very quick, very quick lightning round quiz night here. Okay, so we've got a couple of quizzes. Okay, Deck, I still have you muted there for the sign here. So, have you got a pen and paper? Or no?
I've got my mind.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so I'll ask the question, and then have a think about it, and then we'll come up with the answer. Someone, right? First question is which player is Manchester United's most expensive sale ever? So a player that they have sold.
Oh,
a player that they have sold for the most expensive.
You see, we're good at buying players for big money. We're not good at selling them for big money. That's the thing.
Yeah, you could. Hello.
Do you have an answer?
Yeah, give me an answer.
I actually think this is wrong. It was Daniel James, but have we sold somebody in the last 2 years that's a bit more expensive?
That's not an answer. That's the question.
I'm gonna throw Scott McTominay.
McTominay a bit.
Okay, let's hear what Dak has to say. Dak, what do you think?
What did we sell Beckham for?
Beckham. Jeez, that's going a long way back, like, but sure wouldn't have been.
I think it's Beckham
Oh no!
that we
Wait a
sold
minute.
for.
Sorry, I'm thinking about Daniel James. In recent times. No, this is in
ever.
Sure,
Yeah.
what do you call him? Ronaldo went for. So I was thinking of more recent times under since post-Ferguson. So fucking Daniel James.
All right, do you want the answer?
Oh, wait a minute. No.
It has to be Ronaldo.
Yeah, it has to be.
Wait. Ronaldo.
I feel like you want to know a plot twist out of here.
Hold on. No. Okay. No.
I'll tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't fucking Martial, the useless player.
So the answer is this player was sold for 73 million plus add-ons, which would bring it up to approximately 80 million. He was sold to Inter Milan, and it was Romelu Lukaku.
Oh,
He must be a money laundering scheme because he's gone through.
He's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
Everton, United, Chelsea twice, Inter Milan twice. He's in Napoli now. Like it was him and Morata are two money laundering schemes.
Okay.
Lukaku is actually the most expensive footballer of all time, judging by his fees.
On that Labour, the mob are still active. Let's not get.
Hold on a second. I just want to say allegedly. Okay. Dak wants to say something. Dak, come in there.
Mayor, I'm going to drop off because my phone's about to die.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, here, listen. Stay on until the phone dies. Sure.
Okay.
I've got a couple more questions here. Right. Second question is Champions League. Edwin van der Sar saved Nicholas Anelka's penalty to win United the Champions League in 2008. Which United player scored the last successful penalty in that game?
I know.
So who was scoring the
I'm going to
last?
throw a guess in there. I'm going to guess Carlos Tevez.
Okay, so you're going Carlos Tevez. Dak, who have you got?
Giggsy.
I was going to say I haven't a clue, so I'm going to say Giggsy because Dak looks pretty confident.
Yeah. Dak has it right. Giggsy got the penalty there that essentially won it then in the end. Okay, next question. Who scored more Premier League goals for Manchester United, Wayne Rooney or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Rooney.
I would say Rooney.
Dak, what do you think?
Rooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is Rooney 183. Ronaldo had 103. Now, let's see, two more. Which current United player has the most appearances for the club?
Ryan Giggs.
No, current United player.
Oh, current United player.
Dalot, he's been here not long.
Let me think. I'm going to go for Bruno Fernandes.
Okay. Dak, what are your thoughts?
Luke Shaw.
Good shot. No, but he was injured for about 4 years. So,
No, I'll stick with Bruno.
yeah.
Well, you're right to stick with Bruno. The answer is Bruno Fernandes, 315. Although we do have somebody who's still technically a member of the club. Marcus Rashford has 420. Okay, last question.
He can stay in Barcelona.
Who was the first Manchester United player to win a Ballon d'Or?
Bobby Charlton. Oh no.
Best.
The first night. There's been more than one. Who was the first Manchester United player?
I feel like it's Dennis
I
Law.
was going to say Dennis Law. I don't know why.
Deck.
George
any ideas?
Best.
George Best.
Okay, so the answer is Dennis Law.
Yeah.
Won it in 1964. George Best then won it in 1968.
The Charlton one as well.
I don't know. I don't have that information. I don't fuck it. All right, guys.
Very
Listen.
good.
Before we finish, our next game is going to come up against Everton. So we're not going to have a show before the Everton next Monday night. Just going to go around. What's the predictions? We'll finish with Dak because whatever he says goes. I'm going to. It's away. I'm going to go with a bounce back 2-0 Man United.
I'm going to be a bit more pessimistic. I think we might struggle at the Hill Dickinson. First ever time we play at the new Everton ground. Could be interesting to see if we set a good precedent there, but I feel like we might struggle a bit here. I think we'll be alright, but I can't see us winning. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Boo, guys. 2-1 to United. Come on, the Reds. All right, Deck, you've got the final say of the night. What's going to be your
3-0
score?
3-0 to United. We're going to hockey the Blue Scousers. They're shit. They are shit. And I want everyone to know I'm actually doing a bet for United versus Liverpool. So my mate is a Scouser and he's going through cancer treatment at the moment. So whichever team wins that day, if I lose, I have to take a picture in a Liverpool jersey. I can't wait to see my mate, even though he's going through cancer treatment, wearing my fucking United jersey. We're going to hockey both Scousers this season. If you're on my TikTok, DeckMad, there's a charity link for Irish Cancer Society. We're going beating the Blue Scousers, the Red Scousers, up the fucking Reds.
Unfortunately, you're not the one who you won't be the first one here who's unfortunately wound up in a Liverpool jersey. Last I bet that one the back.
Right, listen, well, that's I'm getting off air. But listen, Dak, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. It's been great having you on. And yeah, okay, listen, if like I said, if you enjoyed that, leave a couple of comments below. We'll kind of respond to you. But boys, I really enjoyed that. So thank you very much.
Great crack.
Even though before this, I wasn't feeling great in the sore throat. I actually have talked about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about your back, I can see it in you. You've lifted, That's because you've been talking about the Red Devils. And that's us. This is the Irish Red Devil podcast. We are done for the night. It's great to be back. It feels like so long since we were here. Anyway, up the Devils. Go on, United. Let's go. Let's back on the road. United.
See you all in Cork.